If you see us on eBay, you know we're talking about MTG Finance. Today, we're going to be talking about some scams, some eBay scams. We have double masters that just came out. We're going to be talking about repack auctions. We're going to be talking about our BootlegMTG, the one-stop shop to get proxied, high-quality Magic the Gathering cards. We're going to talk about that as well. As cards like Gaea's Cradle get more expensive, you start to see things pop up on eBay that are kind of alarming. I'm so sick of people getting scammed. I have a unique idea of what we can do to try to stop this. The video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the day. Thank you for spending your time with us. I'm Jake. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. Today we're talking about MTG repacks. We're going to talk about eBay feedback. We're going to talk about cards like Gaea's Cradle, a card that started pushing $1,000. We're going to get into all this finance stuff. We're also going to go over to our BootlegMTG, which is the subreddit for Bootleg Magic the Gathering cards. And before you get your pitchforks out, just bear with me. It's not all bad over there in that community. If you like these videos that are focused on MTG finance, I encourage you to click like, click subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel with just a click of a button. If you're super compelled and you love Jake and Joel Are Magic, go into the description of the video, check out our Patreon. It might be a good fit for you. You get access to the Discord at any level. So I've made videos like this before, videos about these scams, and now that the channel's a little bit bigger, it's the kind of thing that I want to signal boost again, and it's about repacks. Let's talk very quickly about what's going on with Gaea's Cradle here. It's moving on up. There's been discussion in MTG Finance about Gaea's Cradle. The thing about this card is, unlike the Power 9, it's not banned in EDH. So essentially, it is one of the most powerful, if not, and I'm sure it's arguable, the most powerful legal EDH card that you should be running if you're playing green. Which is why this adjustment, why have we seen from July, the market price of the card was, $415, and the market price is still maintained. It's gone up to around $559. You have the average of the card, it's all over the place. If you go on eBay, finding a near mint Gaea's Cradle, and that's like the one that everybody's talking about is the near mint one. The near mint Cradle is now pushing $1,000. So when you have powerful cards like this in EDH, you have people that start to think, oh, I have a Gaea's Cradle, what can I do with it? We're just going to get right into it. Let's go to this Gaea's Cradle repack, and I hate this. I really, really, really do. If you go to eBay, I'll just show you. You go Gaea's Cradle, near mint. Boom. You go buy it now, price plus shipping lowest first. And the first thing that you see before the growing rights of Itlamok and the gold border cards, which gold border Cradle is now starting to push its own price tag, which is just crazy. I should have bought 4 of these at like $100 a piece. But, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. You do see this Gaea's Cradle repack here. Urza Saga MTG reserve list near mint. 33 sold. And I already see something here that's awful. I'll give you a couple seconds to take a look at this page that should tell you everything you need to know about whether or not this is legit. I'll give you a second to look for it. And now I'm just going to go click on it and I'm going to show you. It's this 91.2% positive feedback over here. Now, if we go into this feedback, let's just go to New York Baby 39's feedback here. These are their other items for sale. Okay, so it's 5 cards. They're all really desirable cards. One is Gaea's Cradle near mint, one's a near mint Volcanic Island, one's an Underground Sea. You see Chaos Orb, Mox Diamond, all $14.99, and they're all repack auctions. Okay. Now, if you go in here, you're going to look at this this feedback, and as an eBayer, as an avid eBayer, I would never ever in a million years touch this listing with a 10-foot pole. In the last month, they have 6 neutral and negative feedback, 13 positive. The positive feedback is just people being like, oh, it was a repack. But most of the feedback here is pretty negative. Thought I was getting Gaea's Cradle, very misleading. Scam, cost $15 and received less than $5 worth of cards. And some of you may be going, oh no, but it's a repack. Well, I have something here to show you that it's exactly a scam. It's 100% a scam. And I'm going to show you what it is. It's not just me making it up or pulling it out of my butt. You go over here, and this is me actually logged in on my eBay. I have my name blurred out there, so you're not going to be able to find me. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to show you the description of this.
Hi, we have a repack for Gaea's Cradle from Urza's Saga, rare power reserve list card in near mint condition. There will be only 40 packs in this auction, one of which will contain the Gaea's Cradle. Each pack will contain 10 rare mythic rare cards, all light played to mint in English, and can be from any set from revised forward. Great for draft. Shipping $3. If you have any questions, please ask before purchasing. Thanks and good luck.
So we read this description, and here's what we see. There will be only 40 packs in this auction, one of which will contain the Gaea's Cradle. All right, so repacks are the kind of thing I think experienced players, people that have been, buying and selling for a long time in this game, they will never, ever, ever do this. But let's just go in here and we're going to make an offer. Are you ready? We're going to go in and, okay, so they have 33 sold. There's only 40 available. So we see here more than 10 available. They have 33 sold in an auction that is only supposed to have 40 packs in the auction. Come on. Like, who is buying this? Why? Like, the reason is because Gaea's Cradle has so much emphasis on it right now. There is so much emphasis on this freaking card right here that everybody's going in and they are just looking, and it's like they're not even thinking about this 91.2% positive feedback, which we're going to talk about in a second. We're going to talk about feedback scales. I'm going to give you my opinion on feedback. So let's just say, okay, well, there's more than 10 available. So that means that there's at least 43. I thought you said there's only 40 packs in this auction. So there's at least 43. Well, let's just go buy it now. We're going to blur all of this out, but let's just go in here. And what we're going to do is, well, let's go ahead and buy 10. We'll update it. Okay, so there's 10 in there. That means that there's at least 43 in this repack auction that should only have freaking 40 packs. Freaking scammers are idiots. Let's go 12. Okay, so I can buy 12, so that means that there's at least 45 packs. Let's do 13. Oh, the seller doesn't have that many left. Okay, so what is essentially happening here is this seller is saying they only have 40 packs. They have at least 45 packs. There have possibly been returns. This is what you need to know. So let's go back over here and talk about the feedback, because this is the problem. And I think I blame the grading scale in public education. And I know that sounds silly, but a 91.2% positive feedback on eBay should be regarded as like an F. Okay, if a seller has very few auctions, I might deal with them. Like, say a seller has 10 auctions total that they've ever done in the lifetime of their account, okay? And they have a 90% feedback. That means 1 out of 10 transactions has gone bad. That means I'm probably going to give them the benefit of the doubt as a new seller. But this person, for example, has 519 feedback and only 91% of that is positive. That means that 1 out of 10 people that this person deals with has a consistently negative perception of their business. And these repack auctions are really, really tough. They're tough for sellers and they're tough for buyers, because if you're an ethical seller, you're probably not going to make much money off of repack auctions. If you want to make sure that all of those repacks have value, let me tell you about a story. I did a repack auction when I was in college for Geist of St. Traft. It was during Innistrad. I had bought 4 foil Geist of St. Traft, and that card really took off. It was in the control deck at the time. It was like the finisher. It's this card that's hexproof that can come out and create big flyers. Well, I did a repack auction for this, and I just had such a weird dilemma about sending out packs that were bad that I started putting stuff in the packs like Liliana of the Veil and Snapcaster Mage and really good cards from that time. I was putting, the Innistrad checklands in there as well, and I just found myself losing a lot of money on it, and I never decided to do repack auctions again. Now, as a seller, it's hard to do repack auctions because the thing is you're going to have a lot of people that aren't pleased with the fact that you're sending out a bunch of chaff. It's essentially a way for you to liquidate all of your garbage cards, and you're advertising this card that you're never going to send out. I mean, if you're advertising you have 40 packs and you actually have 45, and when you look at the the feedback, people are saying doubt the Mana Crypt was in any of the 40 packs. They've relisted this lot. This was an outright scam. I didn't even break even. I lost money. That's going to be normal with the repack, so this might just be somebody who's salty. But this is another big thing too. No video provided of repacking the lotto. No guaranteed advertised items sold to a user. So this really comes down to before you buy, okay? That's what it really is. You need to always look at the feedback. And just because in grade school a 90% was an A doesn't mean that on eBay that same logic translates. It's just not the same. This is running a business. In school you're just trying to get a 90% so that you don't get yelled at by your parents, or so that you can, get an A on the paper. So now we go MTG Force of Will, buy it now, price plus shipping lowest first. Now this right here is sold out. This is 39 viewed per hour. Force of Will just came out of Double Masters. This is another repack. This is a foil Force of Will, and it's somebody who's doing the same thing. The difference here is now we have somebody with 100% positive feedback. So most likely they are going to send this card out. You could go through here. You could read the description. I was lucky enough to open 3 borderless Force of Wills in my double P. Double Masters VIP and my double P. I might keep the third. I want to have some fun with this one. I'm doing repacks. There's 50 of them. One will have a Force of Will. 15 rare mythic Magic the Gathering cards are in each pack. So you're guaranteed 1 mythic rare, 1 foil or mythic, no duplicate cards. Get ready for Ion Storm foil and Shamanic Revelation. Again, only one of the 50 packs will have a Force of Will. You're not guaranteed any specific cards. So 2 things. I would say rip this guy's feedback rating. If this is going to be some sort of thing I think it's going to be, this person can expect a lot of people to be unhappy with the fact that they spent $17.99 for an Ion Storm. And then also, let's talk about how much they're actually selling this Force of Will for. So the going price for the Force of Will is MTG Foil Force of Will Showcase Foil. Let's see if I can spell. MTG Foil Force of Will Showcase. All right, so buy it now. Price plus shipping lowest first, $529. Trusted seller, Double Master Showcase foil. Let's see if they are a trusted seller. Yeah, 100% positive feedback. I'd be fine buying that. 0 problems, 0 questions asked. Here's $550. So our friend here selling for $17.99, 50 packs. Let's go ahead and do the math. I think it's going to be around $800 or $900. $17.99 times 50. So $899.50. We'll go ahead and subtract $89 for eBay fees. So they're making about $810. Let's subtract, let's say about, I think $30 for PayPal fees. So they're making well above what this card is actually worth. Now, granted, they're going to have to send all of these cards out. They're going to have to do a bunch of mailing. They're going to have to pay for postage. They're probably going to take a feedback hit from this. But again, you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting this card. And now this, you're only guaranteed to get the Force of Will if you buy all 50 packs. Because I'm going to tell you, this is what can happen if they don't do a video of it. Yeah, they're not even doing a video of it. They're not saying that they're going to put a video of it up. So if they're not doing any kind of video of it, essentially, after one of these has been sold, you could sell all of them and never ever send out that Force of Will. That's the scam. The scam is you send all of these out, you take the repack down for a couple months, and then you put another one up. Or, he did establish that he has 3 of them. He could just put the same repack out, and then in theory, all you have to do is send out a jank mythic, a jank rare, blah, 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 no duplicate cards. Just get your $17. Get it as much as you want. I'll be very surprised if this sells out and this seller doesn't put another one up while this Force of Will is super hyped. So let's go over and talk about our BootlegMTG. I just told you about 2 of these scams. Just because 100% feedback doesn't mean that it's not a scam. I hate to say that, but with these repack auctions, it's best to just avoid it. So we are going to go over to our BootlegMTG, but I want to offer this idea. I have an idea idea, and it kind of dawned on me earlier today. And what it comes down to is it's not me that's buying this repack auction. It's probably not you if you're watching this video. It's not Joel, the other half of Jake and Joel Are Magic. It's not anybody in our Discord. It's not anybody that is hanging out in the MTG Finance subreddit. I think the people that are buying this are, maybe it's some MTG players, but I think this kind of product, this predatory thing, New York baby with 91.2% positive feedback, I think the people that are buying these are family members of people who play Magic. If anyone knows me, they know that Jake is into Magic the Gathering cards. And you don't have to check in with me frequently to find out if I'm still playing Magic. You just know that about me. And so for a family member, if I'm talking about Mox Diamond, if I'm talking about Gaea's Cradle, that word might make it into my mom's ear. It might make it into, someone is going to hear Jake was talking about Gaea's Cradle. Let's look up this card and see if it's worth getting him for Christmas. See if it's worth getting him for his birthday. Oh my gosh, all of them are $500. Well, here's one for $14.99. Gaea's Cradle Repack? Well, what does this mean? Let's go down. Here we have a repack for Gaea's Cradle. There will only be 40 packs? One will contain the Cradle. 1 in 40 chance. I can't pay $500 to get him that card. I can't pay $600. Can't pay $1,000, but I can at least buy one of these and maybe he has a chance to get it. Looks like it's great for something else. I don't know what draft is. Yeah, maybe this is a good idea. Let's go ahead and buy one of these. And then all of a sudden, you have somebody get duped who just is trying to do something nice for someone they know who plays Magic. So this is what I want to do before we go talk over at BootlegMTG, and we're going to talk briefly over there. It's not going to be a big thing. If someone you know knows you like Magic, and you think that they would get you a Magic the Gathering related gift, go tell them the danger of repacks. Just say, hey, look, I don't know if you're planning on getting me anything Magic the Gathering related, but don't buy me repacks. You have to understand that those are a scam. So that's the button on that, is that I'm pretty sure at this point, I'm not the person who's getting scammed here. I think the people that know about Magic in general, but don't know anything about Magic at all, those are the people that are getting scammed. Shame on these people. Shame on New York Baby 93 with their 91.2% trash feedback score. If you're watching this, you have a trash score. Awful. You are awful. And your repacks are awful. You're transparently poorly designed auctions where you're overselling. I mean, it's like so easy to dummy check your work. And the fact that these have been sitting up here for months, months, a long time. These have all been up for a long time, and they never sell. So unless this person just has stacks of Gaea's Cradles and stacks of Mox Diamonds and stacks of these, and they all have the exact same pictures, I would say that New York Baby is probably the kind of person that lacks a lot of perspective, is probably pretty awful to be around, and is probably pretty awful in general. Let's go over here to our BootlegMTG, and what this is. If you don't know about it, our BootlegMTG is the one-stop shop for all things bootleg Magic. We have $1,000 cards like Gaea's Cradle. Why pay $1,000 for a card if you could find someone cool like Ron L to make your cards for you? And what we do have here is a review on Ron L's proxies. Here's this came out 21 hours ago. Here's some review pics of Ron's proxies. I have pictures of some of the cards double sleeved. Seems like a popular request. Overall, I would give these cards 8.5 out of 10. My only gripe is the holo stamp is not good. It's hard to see the mythic symbol. These are people that want these cards so that they can play them in tournaments that are sanctioned. Real money tournaments. Think people that want to go and play poker or slots or roulette, but they don't want to spend real money to play those games, but they want to be able to win real money. That's kind of like what's going on here. So here's some of the cards. We have a nice little imager of it. Nice little collage. Hollow sticker has an odd symbol on it. But we can see Judge Demonic Tutor here. We can see Ultimate Masters Box Toppers here. We see Judge Promo Mana Drain. We see War of the Spark Mythic edition, Ugin the Spirit Dragon, some more Judge cards. We see Misty Rainforest Expeditions. You could come in here. I'm going to link this. You could come look at it. But I just want to talk about, as cards get more expensive, this is the kind of thing that we're starting to see. We're starting to see people that proxy them. And really, a lot of people in here are looking for cards that are going to pass well in a sleeve. I don't know why you need casual cards that pass well in a sleeve. If you're not using them for real money tournaments, if you're not using them for sanctioned tournaments and just kitchen table, why does it need to pass well in a sleeve? You have friends that are that rude and that awful that they're going to not let you play with them if you have proxies? I don't buy it. I do not. But let's talk about a little bit of the good here in our Bootleg MTG. An instance of fraudulent selling is on the front page of MTG Finance. The people at our Bootleg MTG are like, oh my gosh, we've made it into the MTG Finance sub. But we're over here, and I'll just show you, this is the post they're talking about. The Noble Hierarch on the left. It's clearly the fake card in this picture. Again, I'll have all of this information and all of these Reddit posts in the description of the video if you want to go and check those out. So in response to this, we have Marcus BLMTG. BL is someone from Black Lotus, which is a counterfeit seller. There's somebody who makes proxies. As it's been already stated a few times in this thread, I would just like to reiterate, selling proxies, passing them off as real cards is extremely forbidden here. Immediate ban and blacklist across our Reddit and Discord servers. No warnings here. If you do it, you're out. I don't know if this is to save face. Somebody who makes counterfeit cards and sells counterfeits, I don't know if that's exactly someone I can trust what they're saying. A Scar here says, I'm a strong advocate for proxies, but this shouldn't happen ever. This is essentially someone saying that Judge Foil Noble Hierarch should have never been sold as a real card, the fake card. Yeah, clearly it shouldn't be. And in response, GLBDS says, we shouldn't be so obsessed about how perfect proxies are then, because beyond a certain point, the only point is to sell them as real cards. But honestly, at this point, I'm tired of this weird obsession in treating an unregulated product like MTG as an investment. If this is what brings speculation down, then so be it. As long as people can enjoy the game, then nothing of value is lost. People shouldn't care about EVs, which stands for estimated value, or making their money back when cracking a VIP pack. It's ridiculous. I agree with some of this. I don't agree with some of this. One thing in this subreddit that you need to know about is people are always like, how good can the card look? Can it pass every test? I want to be able to play it in a real money tournament. Do you see how that just doesn't connect? This person says, this sub does not condone selling counterfeit cards as real. That's not the point. And same user in response says, the only point of a perfect copy is to be sold as original. No judge at any tournament is ever going to put your card under a loop to look for a red L. Only a potential buyer will. I'll link a video if you want to hear about the green dot test, which is what they're talking about here. This red L appears in the green dot on the back of any Magic card when you're looking with a jeweler's loop. The majority of proxy purchasers are looking to use them without detection. So the primary reason of consumers to buy something that is perfect is to avoid detection. The primary purpose of a producer to produce perfect replicas is to sell. Sometimes a minority arises in which their aim is to purchase and resell, but I think your notion of the only reason is pretty naive. This person says detection in an LGS or a tournament is just a glance. There's no forensics test involved. It can easily be made to pass at a glance, but be very obvious out of the sleeve, which is the truth. A lot of these proxies that I showed you, a lot of these in this imager file, if you were holding them in your hand, you would know like immediately that they're fake. But that's one thing you need to know about our Bootleg MTG. You do have people that are acquiring these cards for the right reasons, but sadly there are a lot of people that are in here for the wrong reasons. They just see this as a quick way to make some money, which brings me to my final point, which is stop buying cards on Mercari. For anyone who uses Mercari, this is the infamous seller. This person is selling these fakes that are on our Bootleg MTG, and they're selling them on Mercari. Stop buying cards on Mercari. Scammers are finding weird apps like Let Go and Mercari, and they're doing it because Mercari apparently has a really difficult return policy. So I'm just saying, do your research. And it always comes down to, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. If you enjoyed this video, click like, click subscribe. Until next time, I'll catch you later.